Hey everyone, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I hope this week has been productive for you. Okay, I noticed that I say productive and I really mean that. I hope that everyone is really being productive in whatever it is that you are putting your hand forth to do, and that you are prospering and that things are going well with you, and that even if things are not going the way you expect them to go, that they are going not only the way God wants them to go, but that you are learning from that, because that's really what we want. And even sometimes when it's a little difficult to see. So, welcome to today's video. Thank you to everyone who watched the last video, the most views for a video in a while. So I really do appreciate it. And I hope you all keep coming back. So we'll jump right in today. So today, I am going to encourage you, those of you who have specific career goals that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to obtain. I really hope that you are encouraged. I am on a journey myself, and that is why I put this on my vision board for the year. It can be nerve-wracking when you're trying to consider, next steps in career, because that's your livelihood. There's so much tied to knowing what you want to do in your profession, in business, right? And those can be two very different things, I'm learning, but I hope that you are encouraged by what I share with you today. So if you have goals, dreams, vision of your future, right? And I want to be doing this. This is what my heart really desires to do. I would encourage you not to give up on that, because there's a reason God put that in you. I can speak for myself from childhood. I always had dreams of ownership and entrepreneurship. And there's various things that I won't share right now because I want to make sure that I'm in the right space to share it with you. But God is helping me, and I'm working towards goals, and it's exciting because I'm going for purpose, that thing that God put in me, the thing that wakes you up in the morning, that drives you, that gives you passion when you're sitting in your current job and you're like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Because I'm thinking about this over here. Y'all ever had that? Because I know I have. And sometimes it can be nerve-wracking, but when you get to the point where you realize I need to be doing what God has put in my heart to do, and you start taking steps towards that, and you don't let fear stop you, because there will always be uncertainty, but there's certainty with God when He's leading me and He's guiding me, and I can be at peace because there's no way that He would put this desire in my heart and give me confirmation to be like, psych, gotcha, didn't mean it. So as I'm going forth and I'm preparing myself to walk into these new spaces and new territory God is taking me in, I know that He's backing me up. I know that He's behind me. Church on Sunday was amazing. It was just confirmation for where I am right now. And I'm so grateful because I know that my God is behind me. And that is exciting. On your best days, on your hardest days, on your most weary and tired days, when you have that backing behind you, you can really sit in peace. And so don't give up. If God put it there, don't give up. There's a reason. And of course, it can change, it can mature, it can develop, and you want it to, right? It may be different than what you thought. But the desires of your heart, as you grow in God, will be the desires that He wants for you. And so just rest in that and own that. We say own it, right? Own that. The second thing I'll say as far as career is, when you have all these goals and desires, make sure you're educating yourself. Like, I've done so many seminars, I have done so many classes, I read books. You're investing in yourself. And you have to invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself and you set out to do these goals, you won't be prepared, and people say it so many different ways, but I heard something on a podcast yesterday that said, if I would have gave up, or in this case, if I would have just said, oh, I can just go into it and I can just wing it, the opportunity will come and I won't be ready. And I'm not doing that. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time to waste, right? So make sure you're investing in yourself, because you want to make sure that when you get to the place where God has ordained for you to be, predestined for you to be, is building you up and encouraging you to step into. When you get to that place, you want to make sure that you are prepared and you are ready, because you don't know what kind of doors God is going to open for you as a result of just taking those steps and being diligent with what He has put inside of you. I will say, make sure as you're educating yourself that you are surrounding yourself with people who are smarter than you, right? Don't be intimidated by something you don't know. It's like, okay, well, I need to learn that, right? That was a moment. I learned something new. Like, whatever you got to tell yourself, don't let pride mess you up, because pride will be the downfall of you. That is a biblical thing. Pride comes before the fall. You do not want pride to disrupt what God is doing in your life. So be encouraged that as you educate yourself and that you're surrounding yourself with people who are further along than you, or have more experience than you, or may just have more knowledge than you do in a thing, you are investing in yourself. And finally, I'll say it is so important. It is so important that you implement, right? I am guilty of that in the past, where I study, and I get nervous and I'm like, oh, I need to study some more. Ooh, I need to study some more. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. Failure is part of the process, but you don't have to look at it as failure when you recognize that when I make mistakes, when I have to learn things again, or when I have to learn a different way of doing things, or when I have to learn that that ain't the way to do it at all, you recognize those are just all points of development, moments of development where I am getting to success. And that isn't failure. When you look at it, the moment may seem like failure, but the overall goal and where you're headed, it is supporting you in getting there. And that is certainly, again, not a failure. So I would say 3 things that as you're implementing, write the plan. I've said it before. Write that vision. So when it comes to my career, you better believe I've got stuff written down everywhere. I take so many notes because writing helps me retain and remember. And so write it down, make a plan, right? And don't be intimidated by it. Even if you have to write it and walk away from it for a minute and then come back, do that. But get it out so you can see it. Get it out so you know this is real. This is real, right? Make sure you set 1 to 3 goals for yourself when it comes to that plan. And I typically lean to SMART goals. I just like the setup of it, but whatever system you use to create your goals and it works for you, if it don't work, try something else. Remember what insanity is. Whatever system you use, make sure that you are setting those goals. And if you're starting brand new, just try 1 goal. If you're kind of in the middle, like I've been working on it, but I need to push myself a little bit, 1 to 2 goals. And if you know, like, hey, I'm here for it, I'm ready to move, get those 3 goals in and get her done. Put a time limit on yourself. I don't want to get into SMART, but put a time limit on yourself, right? And say, I want to achieve this by this time. Because you'll start seeing progress and it will excite you. And you'll be like, oh my goodness, it's happening. And finally, the 3rd point is make sure after you've planned everything, after you've set the goals, execute. Take action. Don't wait, right? And let fear stop you. Yes, there will be moments of pausing for development, for review, that comes with it. But that is also action. That is doing what you need to do to get to your end goal, right? And sometimes that means stepping back to move forward. So y'all just be encouraged, because whatever goals you had, there's a reason that it's in you. There's a reason God put it there. There's a reason you wrestle with it and it keeps you up at night and you're not fulfilled, because God is trying to impress upon you that there's more I want for you to do. So just as I'm encouraging myself with this, I hope you've been encouraged, and I love y'all so much. Thanks again for the support. Please make sure to like this video and leave a comment if this has encouraged you. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.